and they did x-rays and said, okay, now we need to do an MRI. So show up at 10 minutes to 8 in the morning next week. Which means we have to get up 3 hours earlier. And we are not very good for mornings. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Morning sucks. I was born at 3 in the afternoon. I like my afternoons.
Yeah. Ra's supposed to wake me up, not the other way around. But
wake me up before.
Well, or whatever you want to use for that. But anyway, we're here. We made it. We made it through the week. We're here. We are honoring a robing for Anubis and chewing onions for Bast, and that's something that there was one earlier in the spring, last month, but there's 2 of them on the calendar. And so we're honoring the second one because this way we can put Bast and Anubis together. And, of course, those being 2 of the more popular Egyptian deities, it's a great way to just, get both of them, for one evening of goodness. So, also tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central. So that, figure out where you are in relation to Central Time. If you're in Eastern Time, that's an hour ahead, so that's 8:30. If you're on Pacific Time, that's 2 hours behind, so that would be 5:30. But that's when we're going to, and Greenwich Mean Time is 5 hours ahead of that. So it's 7:30 plus 5 hours, so probably 12:30 at night. But that's when we're going to do our memorial service for Yamane. And so I've been trying to prepare for that because writing a memorial ritual, a funerary ritual, for somebody, not for the Osiris mysteries, is something that I knew I would need to do one day, but didn't figure I'd have to do so soon. So I've been pouring through books, and of course it's kind of a challenging task just because it's kind of a somber task, but I'm going to have something nice together for us. And Shannon will be joining us, and apparently some other members of Yamanu's family who knew he was pagan and are okay with that, just want to be with other people who are remembering him, are interested in tuning in too. So that's going to be hopefully something very, very beautiful and something, that can give us all a little bit of, of comfort, so that's going to be for, tomorrow. If you don't feel like, well, I didn't know him that well, that's okay. There's no pressure. But if you want to join in, especially if you, have something that you want to share with us, some kind of a memory or something, then definitely, check out the Facebook group, tune in here, and, we'll all, remember our friend. And of course, that's the beautiful thing about the Egyptian religion is it's not like, you have the funeral for them and okay, that's it. You're done. They're, old news. The dead are remembered and interacted with in a way, at various holidays, including the Osiris mysteries, obviously, but also the beautiful Feast of the Valley, which is coming up. That's going to be end of next month. And that was a feast where Amun would go to Hathor's Sacred Valley, and it was a time for people to go and remember their loved ones. There was a time when the veil was considered thin, and we honor it in late April, which is actually pretty close to was it Beltane is the Wiccan holiday at this May 1st, May Day, and that's because it's like 6 months away from Halloween. It's at the opposite point of the calendar. That was also a time when the veils were thin for them too. So very, very interesting parallel there. So Well, hello everybody, because I know there was a talk about kitty treasures, um, and so Luther 1655. Nice to see you all. I'm seeing various folks talking about the spring equinox, and some folks are having to do some cleaning, and spring cleaning is a good thing to do. So we're clearing way for the growth and the seeds that we plant to bear new fruits. So give me just a second here. I know you were thinking about it, Darren. Thank you for not making any sound effects. So yes, Darren is here for support, love, and occasional comic relief. And our little duck is napping. When she wakes up, at some point you'll probably hear her. She's napping in her spot next to the couch right now. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. Stefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Yenochiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. So tell me, Darren, was that colder than that stuff they sprayed on you yesterday before the show? Okay.
The stuff they sprayed on me yesterday numbed me from the 4.5-inch needle that went into my knee. Thank God.
Yes, he got a cortisone shot for his knee yesterday. That was
because it's not that I didn't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that it was pressure building in that knee when they injected all that crap. It wasn't fun. It wasn't excruciating, but it wasn't fun.
Well,
and I don't wish it on anyone.
Right, and I'm not going to make light of that. I just hope that it works well to help you feel better and for that knee to, not give you so much trouble. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in with us now and has been with us in the past and will be joining us in the future. This eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light. I don't know if you guys can hear the echo that I can.
He's here.
Oh, yeah.
Just hope we can keep him out of the fridge. Well, wait a minute. There's not much in the fridge.
We're going to light our candle for Mama Sekhmet, that she may bring peace and healing and strength to all of those who need it. She can work on Darren's knee, help us get up in time for that appointment that we have, and have enough spunk and vitality to get out there to it.
They're gonna check my knee and see a Swanson label across my ass with all the radiation I've had.
Swanson label? Oh, because you've been in the microwave?
Yes, because I'll be at TV dinner.
Oh, I certainly hope not. We're also going to say, we'll light a candle for Machas. We always do, to protect all those who are in the path of weather. Even though it's going to be very dry where we are across the southern United States, but oftentimes when it's like that, when it changes, it's definitive. So we ask Machas to protect us.
Now, I will say this to everyone.
Mm.
I have been saying prayers for all of those in harm's way in every nation of the world,
Yeah.
given the state that we are in. And I would ask in God's name and whatever you pray to that we do the same.
Yeah. Protect the innocent people who had no say in the matter. You know, when things go south.
Of all stripes, of
Yeah.
all nations.
Right.
Because at some point we have to choose love to rule the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and forest corpses. I want to offer my prayers to the disabled members of this community, if there are any besides myself. There's some scary legislation going out right now, so I know I'm praying for you and with you. Well,
I'm a professional advocate. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, and Darren, uses a wheelchair, so forest corpse, you're in good company.
Forest Corpse, do you watch Deadwood? It's an HBO miniseries set in the Old West.
And my drama's way over there, because that deserves a rim shot. I need to get one out just for that. But yeah, we're very, including people with disabilities is very important to what we do here.
Especially considering I are one.
Yeah. Well, that's something I hope I get a chance to talk to the orthopedist when we do that stuff, because I want to see if I can do a little research paper. And I'm tossing this out there because some of you guys might be able to hop around and find links. I know there was a study group on the Discord at one point, for those of you who are still on it. I know that when they did MRIs, because they did like a full, was it MRI or a CAT scan? I think it was a CAT scan.
Yeah, it was a
CT scan. And see, the thing is, a human being couldn't survive a full head-to-toe CT scan, but King Tut doesn't have that problem.
He made it.
Yeah, so they did a full CT scan on him about 2005 or so they could understand more of, what his problems were, what his pathology was. Well, I want to know if there's any way to access some of those images, because I want to take some of them to an orthopedist and say, okay, because there's debate on whether or not he had to use all the canes that he was buried with were walking canes if he had a disability. Well, you know what? If he was a habitual user of a cane, then we'd know, because that would affect the muscles and the bone in his arms.
And the joints.
And his joints, yeah. It's the sort of thing that an orthopedist would be able to spot.
I'm convinced that he also used some of those canes for kung fu.
Or, well, actually, it would be what they now call tatib. So,
yes.
Yeah, don't get don't get him mad with a stick in his hand. You would know all about it, I suspect. That's the hunch. But again, it would show up in images of, because the bones in your body, if you really use those muscles, then it where the tendons and everything attach, it's going to leave scars basically, but it's from that point of contact. And so we can tell something like they've looked at bones of people from Herculaneum and Pompeii, and well, I think it was mostly Herculaneum because of the way that town was preserved versus Pompeii.
Yeah.
But like there was somebody that they could tell was like a weaver or something, because the skeleton showed evidence of long repetitive motions that would have suggested that. So you can find out something about people's lives that way. So why not? So that's my hunch. And if I can get an orthopedist or somebody like that who would be game for a little bit of, hey, let's find out, then
let's take a professional look. And
yeah.
But one of these days, if we find out that King Tut had a cane for every person in the court,
oh, that would have been funny.
It's like,
this
one's got your name on it.
This one's got your name on it. Yeah.
If I'm in a good mood, you get it. If I'm in a bad mood, you don't.
Yeah. But with that aside, you arise in the Achetus Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, Anapu, Obastet, you Lord, O Yunachiru, you lords and ladies of love and life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky. We may bring to you Ma'at and cast out a spet. May you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Hang on. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation. They may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not true. These cool waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunachiru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you and cleanses you. It adorns you and takes its place upon your hands. O Yunachiru, we give to you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus. Well, you know what to do. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. And I do actually have a couple of fresh onion greens from the garden. So, even though that wasn't an official offering on the Feast of Chewing Onions, we're going to offer that before we incorporate them into our own stuff. What's up? Is the incense a little strong?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to make sure I got one that didn't have patchouli in it.
Whatever's in there, man.
Okay, there is some clove and I think some cinnamon.
I'm not sure what's doing it, but it can't be cinnamon because I drink cinnamon every morning.
Well, if you need to step out for a minute, that's okay.
Love you guys.
I'll just try to come back.
I will.
The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Anapu, O Bastet, O Yenachuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open, libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. And I realize that it's still cold up north. My classmate who flew down from New York last weekend said that when she got back, it was going to be about 30 degrees. Meanwhile, Texas this weekend is going to be hitting 90 and 100 in places. So, very, very different story depending on where you are. But we always say prayers for the gardens to prosper because we want those that are only just getting started to be off to a good start. And we want the agricultural season to be a good one because, forget stock markets, Bitcoin, all of that. It's agriculture that feeds us still. It always has and it always will. And so we want it to be successful because that's what we all depend on. Pure, pure is Ra Horiketi within his house. Pure, pure is Anapu, Lord of the Sacred Land, within his house. And pure, pure is Bastet, Mistress of Perfume, Mistress of Anktawi, within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horiketi, for Anapu, for Bastet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horiketi. Come to your body, O Anapu, O Bastet. Come to your bodies, O Yenachuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, for Anapu, for Bastet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Horkete, and your son, the Osrani soon of Kabrura. Your foes retreat from you. And Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Ta and cat cow after snatcher heart could never not weber had naturim and cow nach nibu macher nibu here natural. Voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And apparently that includes Chuck Norris. Darren said he saw that he passed away yesterday, which I kind of feel like going, okay, the headline needs to be, no, Chuck Norris really is dead. Because if you remember all the Chuck Norris jokes that were going. So what, huh?
That's what many of them were.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Well, because he had all the Chuck Norris jokes at one point. I think this was in the double odds. You know, I think my favorite was it's not a tornado. Chuck Norris just hates trailer parks. You know, so I mean, I'm sure everybody can think of some kind of Chuck Norris joke, but yeah. And I wonder if that means we will stop seeing those ads for Chuck Norris eats this every day, because he doesn't eat this every day anymore. But all the same, we wish him a joyful reunion with Bruce and Brandon Lee, because he knew them both. So. Give me just a second here. Oh, I like that. Chuck Norris isn't dead. He's just denied us all a universe in which he's alive. Oh, roll my blood is a snake bit Chuck Norris, and after 7 days of agonizing pain, the snake died. And in the next room, Darren is cracking up. All right. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at, Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased, and your cause shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The Svet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. There we are. Okay. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti. We may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right. Oh, so Chuck Norris didn't die. Chuck Norris just did epic battle with Chuck Norris and went to Chuck Norris Valhalla. I think there was another one about Chuck Norris grinds his coffee with his teeth and boils it with his own rage or something weird like that. But okay. Now we will honor Anapu, and don't know if I have any more green ribbon, because I was thinking that would be for the robing of Anubis. We would want to give him something new, clothing, or robe wise, and I think a green ribbon would be a good thing, but I think I'm out of that. So we'll just have to make plans for something nice for Anubis. But in the meantime, hail and praise, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osa, great physician who heals. Your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Oser's side. You serve the blessed dead. They live because of you. Hail and praise unto you, O Bastet, Lady of Love, Lady of Life, daughter of Atum, firstborn of the Lord of all, greatest goddess, Lady of Heaven, mistress of all the gods. You open the movements of Shu, for he is your messenger. You slaughter with your arrows. You slay the evil one and seize the hearts of the wicked foes. Lady of the shrine, foremost of the sacred fields, mistress of perfume, mistress of joy. O eye of Horus, O eye of Ra, Uraeus whom Ra loves, protect us until the dawn. Now that last part actually is adapted from something in the coffin texts that is part of a broader liturgy that was used in Assyrian observances and also in wakes. And of course, we're researching the format, for this. there's a really good book, and if you're up to tackling it, it's called Death and Salvation in Ancient Egypt by Jan Osman. It's about that thick. I actually have it in the living room right now because I was pouring through it this week, and it gives lots and lots of excerpts, but it also explains, oh well, the ritual of hacking up the earth, which is connected with the Feast of Sokar, that's in Coffin texts 1 through 26. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even notice that when I was reading it. So going back and looking at it, and one of them actually does have that passage with Bastet as and addressing her as the firstborn daughter of a tomb. His eye, the Uraeus whom Ra loves, and asking to protect us, and to protect the blessed dead through the dawn until the sun comes up, because that was when the funeral procession would go out. You'd have a night-long wake, and there were certain things that they would read and that they would chant. And then at dawn, that was when the funeral procession would go out towards wherever the cemetery was, the sacred land. And the opening of the mouth rite would be performed and literally in broad daylight at high noon, or thereabouts. And then, the tomb would be sealed, and then the family would have, a memorial feast. And so that was, how it would work. And of course, when you think about like King Tut, having an inner coffin of solid gold, and they bring that out, and then of course his mummy has a gold mask on it, to be stood up in the sunlight, to have the sun gleaming off of that must have been, a sight to behold, and probably blinding if you looked at it the right way. But that was the way it was. That was the ideal funeral. I'm sure a lot of people didn't quite have it, according to spec, but that was what everybody had hoped for. And so Bastet was invoked as, one of the gods that would protect the blessed dead until the dawn. So. Okay. Oh, and Horse Corp, I really need to learn more about Kemetic celebrations and holidays. Well, I tell you what, and what book am I reading from? Plug. This is from Celebrating the Egyptian Gods. Now, I'm actually working on an updated version of this where I add some more things that I've found since I first published this in 2018. But it has everything in alphabetical order, and all of the texts that I got are adapted from some kind of historical source. And there's some of them, like for Bast, believe it or not, there are no complete surviving hymns to her. So you have to kind of put things together. What the Kemetic Reconstructionists did was they took some hymns and things to Isis and adapted them. And what I did was I just said, okay, well, let's go through all of her titles, and passages referring to her from different texts, and kind of put something together based on that. And so far it has a really nice flow to it. But also things like some of the original things that I've written over the last 5 or 6 years, those are in a section that I've added at the back. So just bear with me. I've got a proof. I put a nicer photo on the cover. And otherwise, it's going to look the same. It'll just say revised edition. But just go look for it on Lulu and maybe bookmark it, and or stay tuned here. And as soon as I have that up, I will, let everyone know, because that not only has hymns for as many deities as I could get a hold of, and there's other ones that I just have kind of a quick description for. But also it gives the calendar, and I compare, there's what we have, but also what some of the other traditions, like the Kemetic Reconstructionists, do, how they start their calendar, because it's a little bit different, but, it's meant to be a resource for you to use, in your own practice. So, and also, in the next month or so, I'm going to do a video on because somebody asked about a wheel of the year. And, of course, we all know, well, the Wiccan wheel of the year doesn't, match up exactly because it's from a different region and so forth. But there is still something that you can do to kind of make comparisons so that, if you're in an eclectic coven or something like that, you can put it in a framework that other folks can understand. Because most folks that are, just in kind of mainstream paganism and Wicca, they're curious, but they, are a little intimidated by some of the texts that some of us are, crazy enough to try and tackle. So you need to put things in terms that they can understand. And I think I also have a couple of videos on the Kemetic holidays. If you check my playlist on practicing paganism, Egyptian paganism and Kemeticism, I've got a lot of different videos, and I want to say that one is in there. I will double check. So to answer that question, grab a little water real quick. Okay. So, I did get a couple of requests for cookies. I'm going to do those as soon as I pull one that's going to be for everyone for the week ahead. And then anyone else that wants me to draw either a fortune cookie or a wisdom text, just look for the little icon, search in your emojis. The fortune cookie icon lets me know that's what you want. If you want me to draw a wisdom text, then look for a scroll icon. That's the one that we've been using for that. And it helps me because where I'm standing, I'm looking over at the computer screen, and seeing the icons makes it a little easier. I don't miss your request, as the chat continues. Yes, I see the first one there, but let's get one for everybody. So if there's anyone who tunes in after the fact, and I know there are some folks, especially in England, where it's wee hours of the morning right now, and they have to tune in later, some of them. There are a few intrepid folks that are with us right now, and occasionally we'll even have someone come in from Estonia. And so we're always grateful to have them. But let's see what fortune we have for everybody. Okay. One always regrets what they could have done. Remember that for next time. Wow. One always regrets what they could have done. Remember that for next time. And I think that there's a couple of layers of meaning to this, because for one, better to ask forgiveness than permission. Just go ahead and do it. If you're thinking about it, don't set yourself up for regret later. But also, if you're in a situation where it's like, oh man, if only I'd have, just remember for the next time. Don't spend all your time regretting the past. Learn from it to carry into the future. And that's my little munchkin. She is up. But one always regrets what they could have done. Remember that for next time. Okay, now I had gotten a request from Marisol for a cookie from Set. And she asked me to draw one and read it aloud for her. And then we're going to pull one for Shannon, who is Manu's adopted sister, and we'll set that aside for her. So starting with Marisol. We're asking Set. Give us a hand with that. October is a month of abundance and prosperity. So Marisonk, when you're able to tune in, October is a month of abundance and prosperity. So look ahead to that. And think it's spring. This is the time to be laying groundwork. Of course, for everyone in the south of the equator, this is harvest. But still a chance to look ahead. Because actually, October will be spring for folks down under. So, all right, and that one's going to be for Shannon. I'm going to set it aside, and I'll give that one to her afterwards. But starting with Rebecca. So. Kindness and compassion go a long way. So, Rebecca, kindness and compassion go a long way. Okay. And Tam asking for a wisdom scroll from Amun Ra. And then Gabriel asking for a cookie. So Tam, Amun Ra. Patience and impatience. The fate is their Lord who makes them. And this is from Papyrus Insinger. So patience and impatience. The fate is their Lord who makes them. So, in other words, whether you're patient or impatient doesn't matter. This is up to a higher power. Being impatient is not going to make something happen any faster. And this coming from Amun Ra, I think this is his way of saying, I will handle it. Don't worry about the time. It will get there. So we'll set these here so if anybody else wants one. But next is Gabriel. Today, you'll be the bearer of good surprises. So, Gabriel, today you'll be the bearer of good surprises. Okay, Spicy Phoenix from Nebuchadnezzar and Bastet. And I see we got some Discord recordings. All right. And then Lucas also asking for a cookie from Kefriga and Sekhmet. All right. So let's start with Spicy Phoenix. And Nebuchadnezzar, who's kind of hanging out in the back. And then Bastet, ask you for a little wisdom for Spicy Phoenix. And that one says Nebuchadnezzar. Oh my goodness. Ha! This hasn't happened in a long time, but Spicy Phoenix, you're the cookie. because it's empty. So, um, but again, the reason why I was like, oh, this has got to be coming from Nebuchadnezzar is because when the cookie came out, it landed next to the Osiris emblem that we have. It's in between the main altar and then the Aku altar, appropriately enough for an Immute fetish. And so it landed right there, and I'm thinking, okay, that's Nebuchadnezzar, and it could be saying that whatever answer you're looking for, it's still within noon. It's generating. So just like when you get the 8-ball and it says ask again later, that might be one way of looking at it. And I tell you what, I do miss Yamanu being able to add a little something whenever there was a fortune, so his presence is very much missed. The next up was Lucas from Ra Capri and Sekhmet. So Lucas, fortune favors your luck in your endeavors. Fortune favors your luck in your endeavors. I think that's kind of a roundabout way of saying your endeavors are going to be successful. Luck is on your side. So that was Lucas. Next is Tamir Boren. I believe it's from a wisdom scroll from Amun, and then Zabalin, also asking for a wisdom scroll. So we're asking Amun. If you are a man entrusted with responsibility, one whom one nobleman sends to another, be meticulous in your duty when he sends you, and deliver his message exactly as he dictates it. From Ptahhotep. So Tamir, sounds like some work advice there. If you are a man entrusted with responsibility, whom one nobleman sends to another, be meticulous in your duty when he sends you, and deliver his message exactly as he dictates it. The next is for Zabalin. It is not what men devise that comes to pass, but what the God determines comes to pass. Live, therefore, contentedly, and let what they give come of its own accord. Again, it is not what men devise that comes to pass, but what the God determines that comes to pass. Therefore, live contentedly, and let what they give come of its own accord. Okay. All right, so now we've got some Discord requests. So let's go ahead and do those. So wisdom text, we've got Rabbit, Astra, Atlas, and San. And then cookies for Rabbit, Dodak, and Church Mouse. Yeah, and definitely just stop stressing. Let put it in the hands of the gods, and it's going to be okay. And oh goodness. So let's get our Discord requests. Rabbit and Astro. We're going to start with them. You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay, for Rabbit, compassion is a man's monument throughout the years which follow his tenure of office. Also from the Maxims of Ptahhotep. So, compassion is a man's monument throughout the years which follow his tenure of office. So the relationship that you build and the reputation that you build while you're working is going to follow you long afterwards. So that's for Rabbit.
Oh, poor baby.
Huh.
She's quiet as long as I'm in there.
Oh, she's looking for her people.
Sweetheart, we're here.
It's okay. Yeah, you're hearing our pet duck in the background.
Come here, baby.
Who's not familiar. Yes, one or two times I've put her in her little backpack. We call it the quack pack, and she's been in here with us. But she'll find the pool and she'll be happy. So hang on. Yes, oh. Zavalian gave an icon of a duck and some hearts. So thank you. That little munchkin was so happy when I had the pepper plants inside because it was cold. So I had to bring the pots in because I potted a bell pepper and some cayenne peppers. And I had to bring them in because we actually had a freeze earlier this week. Well, I brought them back out because it warmed up again. She loves digging in the dirt and those things. She will eat in the dirt. And I've got footage of her. I'm probably going to make a short of that because it's the funniest thing. And it's so cute because she croons as she's playing in that dirt. Well, I took them out and she realized they were gone. So she goes looking for me, then goes and finds Darren in his office where he's working. Chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah, complaining that they're gone. Didn't she get you to go looking through the house for them?
With her.
Yeah, because it's like, where are my plants? So she was a little unhappy about that. But okay, we're doing Astra and then Atlas. So all right, okay. Astra. Do not set a fire when you will not be able to extinguish it. So for Astra, do not set a fire when you will not be able to extinguish it.
There's a lot of people that need to follow that advice.
Yeah. Well, there are two ways you can look at that. One is metaphorical. Don't start something that you can't, that can get out of control. If it's not something that you can keep under wraps, don't start it. But also, talking about the weather, there are a lot of places that are going to have extreme fire danger, and there are burn bans. Like if you're in the state of Texas, don't burn anything outside.
There's also one here in Louisiana.
Yeah. So there's a literal meaning to that too. So Astra, depending on where you are, do not set a fire when you'll not be able to extinguish it. So next is Atlas. Let's see if I can. Okay. Do not turn people away from crossing the river when you have room in your ferry boat. Do not turn people away from crossing the river when you have room in your ferry boat. Or I suppose these days it would be the carpool. So that was for Atlas. Do not turn people away from crossing the river when you have room in your ferry boat. And next is San, and then we'll do cookies for Rabbit, Dodec, and Church Mouse. So, okay, San. The character of the one who does right is more acceptable than the sacrificial ox of him who does wrong. And there's the teachings for King Mary Kavra. But the character of he who does right is more acceptable than the sacrificial ox of him who does wrong. So that's for San. And what that also means is, okay, think about it. The character didn't say anything about offerings. Even if you have nothing to offer, your good character is enough. You know, it's not about giving expensive gifts. It's about, doing right, doing ma'at. So that was for San. Next is the cookies, starting with Rabbit. Wow. Okay, this is funny. You've got to.
They're not sure. It's like, do we want to? I don't know, man. It's Rabbit.
Here, let me separate them. Never had that happen before. But okay, so this one is for Rabbit. Your dreams will come true in October. So, Rabbit, your dreams will come true in October, and that was also unique. Never had that happen before either.
And they're all for Rabbit.
I don't know.
They're all for.
Yeah. I'm going to gather those up.
Rabbit, what did you do, man?
Yeah.
And I'm using Universal Man. Man.
Okay, next was Dodec and then Church Mouse. So we're doing Dodec. Start every day with gratitude. Dodec. Start every day with gratitude. And I feel like saying, Rabbit, what have you got planned in October?
Lots of jumping.
I saw a greeting card. And I was like, I told Darren about it because I was like, this is so you. You see a rabbit and a turkey, and they're talking. And the rabbit's like, man, people don't understand how hard it is at Easter giving out all the candy and hiding all those eggs and carrying that heavy basket. And the turkey just looks at him and says, when you taste good with cranberry sauce, then I'll have sympathy. So, with that being said, we're pulling one for Church Mouse. A lifetime of supportive mentors will guide you. A lifetime of supportive mentors will guide you, Church Mouse. So, there you go. A lifetime of supportive mentors will guide you. Okay, so next up, for Sarcastic from Oyster, then Forest Corpse from Hathor and Bastet. Sure, they got something to say about my recent breakup. Certainly. So let's get Sarcastic and then Forest Corpse. So, Sarcastic. I guess it's time to figure out if they have a metaphorical squirt bottle for you again. A little dew makes the field live. And that's from Papyrus Insinger. So, the fuller quote, I believe, was a little good news gladdens the heart. A little dew makes the field live. So, think of it in that context. A little bit of good news, or an improvement makes all the difference. A little dew makes the field live. And so next is forest corpse. And so we're going to ask Bastet and Hathor if they've got any advice. Don't panic. Wow, just 2 words. Don't panic. So forest corpse, don't panic. Okay, next is Valraven 111 from Anubis and Bastet. So, and I've got a few more. Yes, please, sure, probably.
Oh.
Okay, Spicy Phoenix has got to tune out. We'll see you next week. Big hugs. Alrighty. So we got 2 more. Valraven. So let's do that, and then Alone in Bugs. So Anupova said Valraven asks for some advice. Your positive attitude blesses you with a joyful life. So Valraven, your positive attitude blesses you with a joyful life.
And if you don't got one, you better get one. Because here he comes.
Or well, it could be the secret. This is this is what you need. A positive attitude will bless you with a joyful life. So it's interesting because there was someone with a Buddhist group in Texas. They were related to they were part of the Nichiren Shu, which is different from SGI. It's a different sect. But as he was explaining, sometimes when the priest would give someone a name, you could have basically like a ritual name, or ceremonial name in their tradition. If you were the priests would get one when they were ordained, but also because he was like not a priest, but there was something else, some kind of supportive role that he had. And he said sometimes the name that they would give you was kind of a goal. It was, of setting something as a bar for you to reach, not necessarily describing what you are now, but what, you were being encouraged to become. And it was, just not every time, but, his particular name, it had something, I don't remember what it had to do with, because this was like almost 20 years ago by now, but I thought that was rather interesting. It was a quality that you should aspire to. But yes, next, Aloni Vod's asking from anyone. So. Okay. So, Aloni, Mondays are the springboard to your greatest achievements. Mondays are the springboard to your greatest achievements. So, don't approach Mondays with doom and gloom. Approach Mondays as opportunities. So, they're the springboard to your greatest achievements. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay, and Aloni was like, honestly, I have to head to sleep before I fall asleep right now. But thank you for the lovely service tonight, and hello to the duck baby. Oh. Okay, so okay, and Marriage Welcome Wet from the Jackals, and then Bleu de la Cour is next. And Val Raven says, thank you. I'm also sorry if I'm not active. My social anxiety is kind of annoying, but that really helps. No problem. It's okay if people just tune in. Because and I almost wonder if maybe some folks get sleepy just because we're really chill here, and we're not, it's not like all the crazy, in your face TikTok kind of stuff. So that if it helps you to get a good night's sleep, then hey, it's still doing something positive. So, and hopefully, Alone was able to get that fortune, and I don't know. I guess rewind back to that point, but. Next up is Mary Wet, and then Bleu de la Cour. So from the Jackals, including our canine of the hour. If you're familiar with a song called Atomic Dog, that is the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren will sometimes joke and start doing the chorus to that song whenever I'm working on some artwork of Anubis or something. So, for Married Weapaway, love and cherished moments are coming close. Love and cherished moments are coming close. And next for Bleu de la Cour. There we go. Blue of the heart. Value the importance of forgiveness. Value the importance of forgiveness. Now, the thought that kind of drifted into my mind was of self and others. We think about it most often in terms of, other people, but also ourselves. But value the importance of forgiveness. Okay, I think that's got everybody. So if there's anyone else that's outstanding that maybe missed a cookie or something, just toss another icon up there.
And even if you're just average.
Huh? What?
You said if there's anyone else out there that's outstanding.
Oh.
I'll be here all week.
Yeah. There. I need to stop putting things on top of my Darbuka drums because I need them for rim shots. Alrighty. Pardon me a second. I think that drop in humidity is already taking its toll. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset, and you knew, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Newt in the shrine of Shanit, and you knew, endures. As the name of Os of Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of us at Inicheru endures. As the name of Sutek and Nubet endures. As the name of Horus and Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti and Chamenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Anapu, O Bastet. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Anapu, O Bastet. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachuru, to every place where your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. All right, everybody. Yeah, I guess that's true. No, it's another Kemetic Reform tradition is rim shots. All right. Well, let me go ahead and tap out a quick shout out. And, everyone have a great weekend. Safe week ahead. And come see us next Friday. Also, don't forget memorial service tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central for Yamana. Oh, Forest Corp says, thank you for the wonderful service as always. Good night, everyone. Much love. Stay safe. Thank you. You too. Good night, Rebecca, Mary Whoopaway, Zabalin. All you guys, thank you so much. Lots of love, everybody.